Welcome to Track It Thursday, and we are dotstudioPRO. We bring the platform, and you bring the brilliance. Today, we're going to just look back on the last week and see how we did with tracking our success online. It's really important to be able to understand who's engaging with your content and how they're engaging with your content. And the first step in doing that is really being able to look at all the analytics that's out there on the web and provided for you through the different social platforms that you use, as well as your dotstudioPRO account. So today we're going to kind of look at some of the statistics that we've compiled that give us a better understanding of who our audience is, how our audience is engaging, and who we should be reaching out to and engaging with more. Hi, I'm Phoenix Gonzalez, and I'm one of the co-founders, and we just started our Film MBA program on Monday. It's been a slow build. We had a great amount of people show up on Monday, and today I'm just pre-recording this so that anybody who wants to watch it can catch up on what's happening. So far this week we had Marketing Monday, where we basically went over what the program was going to be about. We presented our first case study, which was on ManJam, and how we used ManJam, their dashboard, to be able to create that whole multiplier effect so that you can control the conversation with where your content goes, how it's been presented, and who you can partner with so that you can maximize your content's reach as well as you're maximizing your revenue. Tuesday, we did Track It Tuesday. Tuesday. Let me repeat myself. We did Try It Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we reached out to the community and we gave everybody the ability to just try something. We tweeted at you, we shared your films, we got you to share information, and we had some success with that. We saw one of our community members, Steve Strangio, online, Rick Flicks, Dookie Boy, and a couple others who really, engaged. Chico's Angels, shout out to you as well, behind the velvet rope. So, some of you guys were online, you were sharing, you were engaging, and you were trying it. And I think that's really the first step, is really getting out there and trying it and putting your foot out there, because you never know what's going to happen and who's going to tweet. Perfect example, I tried it actually one Saturday where I released one of our films on Twitter, and I tweeted at Morgan Spurlock and Susan Sarandon because they were the executive producers of that film. And sure enough, within 10 minutes of sharing it, Morgan Spurlock actually retweeted it and liked it. And we ended up getting a lot of traffic that day on that film. So you just never know what's going to happen when you try it. Wednesday, we worked it. Our community took everything that they did on Tuesday and they went back and they looked at what was happening. They, liked and commented and thanked and followed people who had tried it on Tuesday with them and engaged with them. So, this Film MBA program, it's to start, it's just, one of those, it's a thing that we feel like as a community, dotstudioPRO was built to empower our creators to really be in control of their conversation. And our job is to empower you to build a business online. So every day, if we can do one small action that begets another action, we feel like it creates a momentum that eventually it works for itself and you'll see it working. So today we're just going to go back over some of the stats that we as a company have seen over the last week that gives us a better understanding of who's engaging with us on each of our handles and on our social platforms. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go into looking at some of the statistics that happened for us online in the last week. And Amethyst, one of the girls at the office, took the time to really compile this. So we'll pass on the company for now, because as a company, really, that's not as important as us looking at the social analytics that are happening online for each of the social handles. So first, we'll start with dotstudioPRO. So all of you know that you are all connected to dotstudioPRO, you're using the platform, and we are here to empower you. So as you can see, we've reached 17.5 thousand, and actually we're at about 18,000 now followers since Monday. And we're up about 728 from last week. One of the things that we do as a company to engage users to really, make sure that we have a voice in the community is that everybody who signs up for our platform, we tweet back at them, we share their projects, and we really try to create like an organic camaraderie between our team members who are signed up for dotstudioPRO. As you can see, we did about 2,000 tweets, up 6 from the last period. And we got retweeted about 14 times. We had about 144 mentions, and we got about 74,000 impressions. So let's look at how that breaks down. Top cities were California, where it was at 14%. England, who would have knew? So that's a good stat for us to understand where our audience for dotstudioPRO, who's signing up for dotstudioPRO, is coming from. 12%. New York, we had a 5% push. Texas, we had 5%. And Ontario, Canada, my hometown, we got 3%. So here are some of the most interesting, unique interests that people are having when it comes to our platform, and this kind of gives us an idea of who's signing up for our platform and what the kind of content that they're interested in monetizing is. So 70% is comedy. That's really important for us to identify as we build out our verticals on My Spotlight and we really engage with our community. It's great for us to know that comedy is a really important part of our community. Movie news, 66%. So it's really important for us to be able to share with our filmmakers what's happening in the online space, because that's what's going to create engagement with them. Music, who would have knew? 61%. I would say that's more of a hump day thing. That's kind of on that Wednesday when you're trying to get over the hump. We share some music, kind of get your day going. And then if you look at action and adventure, 53%. That's actually a really good stat, because that lets us know that there is a group of creators who are really interested in our platform, and it's in and around 55% of our audience right now. And business and news, this is also really interesting because we don't really focus on business and news as much as a target for the types of customers we look for, but 49% of people engaging with us are really interested in business and news. So those are the kind of creators, that we have to be thinking about. So from a gender perspective, male is 68, female is 32. Our engagement per week is about 3.6%. Our clicks per week are about 12. Our favorites per week are about 92. And our replies per week are about 8. So you can kind of get an idea of where we're going. We're really trying to understand the audience and how to engage with them and where to engage with them and who to engage with. So on YouTube, we had 23 videos. We hadn't added any since last week. We have a small amount of subscribers because obviously we're not as focused on YouTube. We use it more as a marketing funnel to draw audience from. But we did have 1,616 views. And it was really our first week of tracking it. So if we look at now My Spotlight, which is our new aggregator platform that we're really working to build out with you guys, because that's where you guys will get access to global audience based on the marketing we're doing. And the reason, again, that we built My Spotlight was really because we wanted to be able to give all of our creators the ability to find a global audience without us marketing each property one at a time on their owned and operated. That's your job. As a creator, it's your job to market your property. On My Spotlight, same economics, same revenue. Only difference is we have the ability to do a larger marketing push on the whole platform, which then gives you the ability to be discovered when people come into the platform looking for specific pieces of content. So you can see that our likes on Facebook, we got to get them up. We're the platform, the channel on Facebook or the page on Facebook is new. So if you haven't liked it already, go out and like it. You can see that we had 3 new likes. Facebook hasn't really been our focus. We've really been focused on Twitter. So this is letting us know that we really need to actually start spending more time on Facebook. You can see what our total reach is, our total posts, our gender. So 42% of women on Facebook engage with us out of our kind of 67, and 58% are men. The countries that are trending for us are US, Canada, Sweden, and India. Well, that's really important because those are the people who are going to be engaging with the actual content. So filmmakers, this is a great way for you to be able to see, hey, this is where my demographic lies right now in the US, Canada, Switzerland, and India. Okay, that means we got to work on that. Cities that are, that we identified that the likes are coming from, Montreal. Okay, so that's a French-speaking country, a French-speaking province, which I'm from Canada. I should have known better than to say that. 10 from San Diego, 8 from New York, or 8 from San Diego, 6 from New York. So you can kind of see right there. So LA is at the top. So obviously we are here in San Diego. LA is the entertainment hub. So you're really getting an idea of where people are coming from. Let's look at our Twitter, where we spend most of our time marketing, because we have found as a company, Twitter has actually been our biggest conversion metric. So we are up 618% from last week. We did 214 tweets. We had 18 retweets. We had 32,000 impressions. That's really important to measure, because that means that 32,000 impressions is the reach that's going out into the world based on what you're sharing. Our top cities are California, England, New York, and Texas. Most interesting is comedy, music, news, general info, action, adventure, and drama. So again, this gives our programming director, Selena Pascalidis, the ability to really understand what makes sense on my spotlight right now and where we should place our marketing efforts to really drive traffic back to our creators' content. 51% of our audience is male and 49% is female. Great. These are great stats for us to know. Engagement per week, clicks per week, favorites, and replies. Again, on YouTube for my spotlight, 60 video views, subscribers, or 60 videos, 1 new subscriber, 1,200 video views in a week. Now let's look at some of our creators, and we're going to put this up online in our in the Slack. You'll be able to find it under Track It Tuesday or Track It Thursday. I just get all my days mixed up. But this is a way for you to be able to, really look at what's happening with each of the creators. And actually, we're launching on EchoRank, we're launching a spotlight landscape. If you haven't signed up for EchoRank, go to the EchoRank hashtag inside of the Slack and sign up for EchoRank so that you can get access to see who your nearest competitor is, how you're doing in the My Spotlight landscape, and what you need to do to boost your ranking, and not just in My Spotlight, but online. So I'm going to move on from that. Hey, I'm back. And we're just going to talk a little bit about that. So we got to see some really interesting stats, because I think the thing that we as content creators need to learn is it's one thing to do the work, create the film, put it out there, hope that people are going to help us market it. We have to obviously put our time into marketing, plus you're editing and you've got your own job. Well, here's the thing. Doing social media is just as important, and marketing, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, these are all part of you creating kind of that customer funnel, using YouTube and Facebook at the top and being able to drive people back into your funnel so that you can control the conversation with affiliates, partners, your owned and operated, which is your websites from dotstudioPRO or wherever you put your modals from dotstudioPRO into, as well as, really looking at Roku, mobile, things of that nature. It's really important to understand the way you market it is how you then look at the traction so you can understand your audience better. We're going to take a look at EchoRank. So we're in EchoRank right now. So this is our actual landscape for EchoRank. And as you can see, we've got different filters that give us landscapes to give us a good identification of what's happening in each of these landscapes, because our job is to drive audience from all of these landscapes back to My Spotlight so that you can get audience. So you can see in the consumer video platform area, we're number 13. So we've got 7 more people. We're 67% of the way reaching our next competitor, which is streamdaily.tv, and we have 7 more people to reach. Our EchoRank score is 16. So this 13 here is really important, because this lets you know where you kind of match up against the rest of these guys here, which you could call them big boys, the guys who've got a lot of money that they could put into marketing. It's not always about how much money you can put into marketing. It's about how smart you are about your marketing and what you do. So we're able to track here in EchoRank, and for each of our consumer landscapes, we're able to do that. So My Spotlight, ooh, this is new. It just came in today. So now our creators who sign up will be able to get that. So this is an overview. Of course, we're number 1 because we're doing the most sharing right now. That's going to change, though, because as our community grows and you start to share, you could become number 1. So let's look at the dashboard. So here in the dashboard gives us our top viral tweets, our keywords, the influencers who are sharing the most. So ManJam's number 4. What our top hashtag is, what the most viral hashtag in our landscape is, and then what our top hashtags are. You can see some of our keywords, you can see our tweets, and you can actually see some of the tweets that we've already shared out. So this is a great way for you to be able to just get a quick snapshot of what's going on. You can start sharing. So let's say, love today rules. At James Maslow, at dotstudioPRO, actually, creator rocking it online, your number 1 love, or so how about I say today love rules, which it's all good. Today love rules. So let's see what kind of action we get on that. And maybe I should spell creator right, right? Creator, rocking it online. And let's schedule that to post right now to my spotlight. So quickly, easily, I was able to latch onto the keywords, be able to latch onto the top influencer and share that out into this landscape. So now let's just a quick, this is just us really trying to get you, our team to understand what the importance of being able to do the work, track it, pivot, which is what we call in the development world. It's really about being able to pivot. When you see something happening in your track, when you're tracking it, you're able to really say, okay, maybe I should be sharing more comedy, or maybe I should be sharing a little bit of music and mixing it up with my content and finding music that's relevant to the content that I'm making so that I can engage my audience, because your audience cares about your authentic voice. They care about what you say, they care about what you do, and they care about what you share. So in today's session of Track It to Thursday, keep wanting to say Tuesday, even though it's Thursday, it's almost TGIF. That's what we had to share with you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on Slack. Don't forget, there's lots of channels that give you all the information that you need in order to stay engaged. Slack is one of those things that as you start to use it more, it starts to work for you. We as a team, trust me, I was the first person out of all of us who was like, oh, another application, I don't want to use it. But the more I used it, the more useful it's been for me. And it's been actually really useful for the team, because as a team, as I said in the newsletter that went out today, we're winning more because we're more in alignment with each other and we can communicate with each other in real time. And there's a history of everything without having to search through like 10 million email. It's like out with the old, in with the new. So where are we moving on to? Friday. Feature It Friday. Tomorrow we are going to be releasing the film that or the piece of content that we want to have the audience engage with. Meaning that we want to have our whole creator community share this content out into the world and be able to, see what happens with it and pay it forward. Because every week we're going to be choosing a different piece of content that we're going to share. So Friday we're going to announce what it is. Saturday, we're going to all share it, even if it's just one tweet or a mention. Sunday, we're going to have a live tweeting session with that creator and their team so that we can really start to help everyone build. Until then, talk to you later. Track It Thursday is out. Have a great rest of your week and keep it viral.